Today on Time About the Movies, we're starting a brand new month of movies, including Clash of the Titans coming back in theaters, not just as any big-budget blockbuster remake, no. It's a 3D big-budget blockbuster remake, and not even that, post-production 3D big blockbuster remake, so you know how good that can be. Or not, but we also have the sequel that somebody was apparently asking for, maybe Tyler Perry, because this is his movie, Why Did I Get Married 2? And we also have Miley Cyrus starring in the latest Nicholas Sparks movie, The Last Song. So, off to April 2010, April 2nd, 2010, on Time About the Movies, coming up next.
Have you seen what's happening out there? Have you even bothered to look?
They need to be reminded of the order of things. Turn them on each other.
One day, somebody's gonna have to make a stand. One day, somebody's gotta say enough.
If I do this, I do it as a man. But you are not just a man.
Release the Kraken!
Welcome to Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the first three films of April 2010, April 2nd to be exact, and we are starting off with the first installment of a new series that I like to call Post-Production 3D Hell. Just pretend there's like thunder and like a lightning mix in the background. I'll do it later on in post-production, but yeah, but this is definitely one of those movies that suffered mightily because of that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, post-production 3D or post-conversion 3D was a trend that happened because digital 3D was becoming the norm in the late 2000s, and especially the early part of the 2010s because of movies like the films we talked about before, stuff like B-Movie, Beowulf, Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, U2 3D, The Jonas Brothers, Monsters vs. Aliens, Up, and most notably, Avatar, Alice in Wonderland. These movies that were being... G-Force is another example. Movies that were using these 3D cameras to make the film feel like you're actually part of the 3D in general. And so other studios saw the successes of what Avatar and Alice in Wonderland were doing and basically said, we can do the same thing with our movie. Sir, we already shot our movie. It doesn't matter. Do you see what's popular right now? How to Train Your Dragon just came out. So you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to push back our movie from March 26th to the start of April so we can get a head start on this because we know that we're going to make a lot of money with the 3D in this case. But, yeah, spoiler alert, that didn't really work out well. And we're going to get to several of these over the next couple of years. So behold the first entry in post-production 3D hell, Clash of the Titans. Perseus, played by Sam Worthington, the mortal son of the god Zeus, played by Liam Neeson, embarks on a perilous journey to stop the underworld and its minions from spreading their evil to Earth as well as the heavens. And going into this movie, I didn't really think much about it, because it's like, oh, it's going to be in 3D, so it's probably going to be like Avatar, Alice in Wonderland, or How to Train Your Dragon. But no. Not this movie. This is the definition of what happens when you do post-conversion 3D, and it looks as bad as this does here, because good lord, this movie was bad. Not only was the film bad, but to have it look as bad in 3D as it did, I mean, this is unbelievable. And actually, come to think of it, I didn't even see this in 3D. I only saw it in 2D, which I'm just remembering now because I'm reading my review here from back in the day to give you the review that I have here. But yeah, I didn't see this in 3D, so I can only imagine how bad this movie could possibly be in 3D. But either way, it didn't matter because it still sucked, and in the end, I ended up using a free movie ticket, so it didn't really cost me anything, honestly. But at the same time, I still felt like I got ripped off watching this movie. I mean, the majority of the visuals in this are just god-awful, all except for the Kraken, which, yeah, that was the big selling point of this movie, and admittedly, yes, it looked badass, but unfortunately, it's in for 2 minutes of a 2-hour movie. It's not worth it. It is not worth it at all. The Kraken wasn't the only thing I liked in there. I did like Sam Worthington, even though it was nowhere near what he did with Terminator Salvation or Avatar. I thought he was passable in here. I thought he did a pretty good job. Gemma Arterton, who was kind of a rising star in the making, she'll have Prince of Persia in a couple weeks, and then later in the year she'll have Tamara Drew. I thought she was fine in here. Liam Neeson and Ray Fiennes are fine for what they're doing. They're great actors. They're established actors. But other than that, though, that's about it. I mean, there's really nothing about this movie that makes it watchable at all. 3 things in particular really bugged the hell out of me about this movie. And I mean, I've seen the original. The original is fun for what it is. It's a good fun time overall. But the original was a classic compared to what this was trying to do. Like, one of the 3 things really bugged me about this movie. One, there was that scene with the crazy guy that consistently keeps trying to sacrifice Andromeda, played by Alexis Davalos, to the Kraken, and I get it. They can sacrifice. I understand they got to sacrifice the princess to save Argos, but the guy just kept going on and on and on about it because he consistently tries to get the people to sacrifice him, and they basically, and it got on my nerves because they do it mostly because they probably want this guy to shut the fuck up because he kept doing it the entire movie over and over and over again. Also, hands turn into giant crab-like creatures, which is really fucking stupid. I mean, this has got to be one of the dumbest things ever. Like, this is the worst thing I've seen done to a hand since Hulk Hogan tore somebody's hand off with an envelope in Suburban Commando, and it turned him into an alien. Like, that literally happens in that movie. And that was a movie clearly made to be silly fun. This is supposed to be taken seriously. And then the ending. The ending of this movie where Zeus asks Perseus to consider joining him in the gods, but decides to stay on Earth, and then he resurrects Io, who was killed by Calibos after Perseus got Medusa's head. And so, here's the thing. Zeus can bring people back from the dead, then why doesn't he just use that power to bring back Perseus' human family from the dead as well? Why? Why not do that? Since you're able to bring people back from the dead, why don't you just do the same thing to his family? It's just like I keep thinking back to that terrible comic Marvel, the one that Link Caro did on top of Fourth Wall, which made no sense whatsoever. It started off as like a parody of superhero comics, and then turned into this existential crisis of the writer of that book. There's a part in there where the parents, Ted Turner, is just like, why did you why are you sending your kid into the past? It's just like, so it'll give him a great sense of responsibility. It's just like, when you see that in there, it's just kind of like, yeah, you clearly had no idea what the fuck you were doing here. And sure enough, in this movie, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing in here. And this made Percy Jackson and the Olympians look like a better remake of Clash of the Titans than this garbage did. And this is the guy that directed The Incredible Hulk, the one that came out 2 years ago, which was great. But this is just a pile of rubbish. I mean, this is absolutely horrible. And even if I'd seen this in 3D, it would still be terrible. I can't imagine how bad some of the effects would have looked in 3D had I gone to the 3D screening of this, but I didn't. I went to this one, and I even regretted going to this one. So yeah, it's one of the worst remakes ever. Clash of the Titans, it It just didn't work. It just did not work at all. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next movie we have here, Tyler Perry's first sequel. Actually, that's not true because the Medea movies are technically sequels, but his first non-Medea sequel. Let's just go with that. Why Did I Get Married Too?
This is paradise. This is what we need.
Gonna be amazing first.
You start all of my arguments.
Why? Your book?
So you have all the answers, don't you?
What, you don't want people to know we have a problem? What happened to you?
Hey man, her brother died in the last year, man. The king of pop is dead already. Cut her some slack. But in all seriousness, Janet Jackson really is actually pretty good in this movie. Also, was it just me, or did that music from that trailer sound a lot like the opening to The Young and the Restless?
This is paradise. This is what we...
Like, I'm really expecting to hear that music. Da 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 da. Da, 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 that song coming up in the background, but I'm sorry for butchering the Young and the Restless theme right there. I'm also kind of bringing it up because I just heard it on the radio recently, because I guess apparently that's not the original song from The Young and the Restless. That's apparently a song from another movie in general that all of a sudden just became the theme song that's associated with that show that we all grew up watching when we were sick from school. I mean, you be honest out there. In the 90s, you spent your weekdays lying in bed watching The Price is Right and The Young and the Restless. I was not the only one that did that. Do not lie about that. And the reason why this movie has any kind of memorability, at least to me, was because I'll never forget a couple of years ago when I was sitting in a Red Robin in Monroeville. It was during March Madness, and there was they were playing one March Madness game on the TV on the left, and then on the right they were playing Why Did I Get Married Too? And sitting at the bar were these three old white guys who were just they were so enraptured by what they were seeing. And I've got the video right here to show you. I mean, just the fact that they were so hooked into that scene in Why Did I Get Married Too? I mean, you saw it. All three of them didn't even care what was going on in the basketball game. They were looking at the screen going like, I am very fascinated by this. I don't know what it is. It's like, I just remember that. I can't believe it's been 7 years since I got that video. That was back in 2018 that I got that footage. But Yeah, I just remembered that while getting ready for this, but this is Why Did I Get Married Too, and it shares the interactions of 4 couples who undertake a week-long retreat to improve their relationship. So it's like the more serious version of Couples Retreat, which coincidentally Tasha Smith was in that movie too. You have Janet Jackson, Tyler Perry, Jill Scott, Louis Gossett Jr., Malik Yoba, Michael Jai White, Sharon Leal, Richard T. Jones, Cicely Tyson, and a cameo by Dwayne Johnson in one of the most bizarre cameos I think I will ever see him in particular. But yeah, the first movie overall, I don't remember too much about it. I didn't think it was really that great overall. I just thought it was passable. Honestly, I'd say it wasn't that great, but it's probably one of the better Tyler Perry movies that I've seen, mostly because of the people involved in it, and actually it took itself more seriously than the other Tyler Perry movies did. And this one, I think, is about on that same level in particular. And like I said, I think the real highlight of the movie is Janet Jackson, who really gets kind of a bad rap as an actress. I mean, she started her career off as an actress pretty strongly in stuff like Poetic Justice, which I thought she was great in that. And it's not quite to that level here, but she really is the main person who's holding this together and actually does deliver the strongest acting in the movie in general. But overall, the acting in here isn't terrible per se. I'm making it seem like the movie is awful. It's not in any way, shape, or form, but it is what it is. It's a movie that you expect it to be. It's a sequel that you expect it to be. And because they have some good actors and a lot of good actors in here to make it work, it makes it passable. I kind of like it on the same level as something like the original Why Did I Get Married. Nothing that's really going to be amazing or something I want to watch over again, but the memories of this movie that I've seen in the wild will always be with me forever. I mean, I can't not think of this movie and not think of this again. So there you go. That's Why Did I Get Married Too. So with all that said, let's go ahead and move on to the last film we have here, and that is Miley Cyrus starring in the latest film from a Nicholas Sparks novel. Disney getting in on that cash cow. The Last Song.
Dear Ronnie, please know that none of what happened between your mother and me had anything to do with you. I hope this summer will give us a chance to reconnect.
Oh boy. So the word is you're from New York. So what are you doing down here?
My mom shipped me and my brother to my dad's for the summer.
Look, I got bacon here. Got breakfast.
Vegetarian, Dad. It's ridiculous.
Beautiful melody. I'd probably talk about this with a girlfriend if I had one here.
Oh, do you want to talk?
Yeah.
Let's talk. Sometimes you have to be apart from people you love. But that doesn't mean you love them any less. Sometimes it even makes you love them more.
Stop smiling like that. It's creeping me out.
My smile creepy?
Let's see it. Kinda.
So yeah, when this movie came out, it got a bad rap, and most people thought Miley Cyrus was not the right person to be cast in this. I don't know. I mean, granted, I've never read the books that this is based off of, so I can't tell you for certain, but this is The Last Song, a story where you have a troubled teenager, played by Cyrus, reconnecting with her estranged father, Greg Kinnear, and falls in love during a summer in a quiet southern United States beach town with Chris Hemsworth's brother, Liam Hemsworth, many years before he would become more well-known with the Hunger Games movies. And I'm not going to say it's a great movie overall. I mean, it's pretty much a Nicholas Sparks movie. It's everything you expect from a movie by the guy who made The Notebook. I mean, it's basically Knights of Rodanthe again. It's Dear John again. You got two people who meet, they fall in love, they go through every situation you expect in a romantic drama like this. There's going to be that third act breakup, and then there's going to be something that happens at the end of it where they're either getting back together or there's a tragedy that happens. And yeah, it's not a great movie overall, but I don't think it's as terrible as people make it out to be. It's a passable movie, and Miley Cyrus really is not that bad in here. In fact, she's actually kind of doing a decent job in this role, despite me not knowing much about the character or the story in general. It's weird because the movie wasn't a flop. It made 4 times back its budget. Yeah, four times more than that. Like it cost $20 million to make. It brought back $89 million worldwide. Miley Cyrus's film career should not have died at this point, and yet for some reason, she just kind of went to direct-to-DVD hell for the longest period of time. Like, there were these movies that she was in that either did not get wide release, they didn't make, or they went straight to DVD, like LOL, So Undercover. She had a cameo in The Night Before, but then she kind of started making her way back with stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Drive-Away Dolls, but yeah, there was, for some reason, I guess she just focused solely on the music. Like, once she got out of that Disney contract, I guess she basically said, fuck it, I don't need to make any movies anymore. I'm going to go spend the rest of my career doing these concerts, which, hey, more power to her, because she's made certainly a lot more money than I'll ever see. But overall, yeah, the film itself is just fine. There's nothing really about it that's that bad or anything that terrible. I mean, I saw Remember Me. That's a movie that's an insulting romantic drama for teenagers. This, it is what it is. It's passable. But then again, keep in mind, I've never read the books, any of these books per se, so I don't know if this is a complete insult to the books and all that, but, ooh, excuse me, I don't know what's going on there, but, yeah, it's just, it's fine for what it is. It's nothing that spectacular, nothing that amazing. I thought the performances overall weren't terrible. Miley Cyrus is fine in here. At least that's all I can give you on that one. But then again, keep in mind, I haven't read the books, so I don't know how the fan base of the books look at it. But that's all I got for you on this one, the last song. And so with all that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. And the next time we meet, only one notable new release to look at. And it's a star-studded comedy with Steve Carell and Tina Fey at the forefront of it. The cast also includes Mila Kunis, Mark Wahlberg, Taraji P. Henson, directed by Sean Levy of Night at the Museum fame. Date Night. We'll take a look at that movie coming up on the next episode. That'll be tomorrow. But until then, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so you get updates on when new videos come out, because we do post every day. And also check out the playlist and also the last episode I did. So with all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.